Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. This is going to be a little how to strip the anodizing from your FSC, or I also use the same process on my CQMF. Things you're going to need. You need to strip your item down so it's completely devoid of anything you do not want stripped, or if there are any O-rings, you don't want any O-rings left in, because you are going to be using Easy Off Heavy Duty Oven Cleaner. You want this stuff specifically, unscented, heavy duty version. There are many versions of this. There are also some off-brand that don't work as well as this. Easy Off, heavy duty. Optional is brake clean. I just use this initially to clean off. You can see all the silicone oil that's inside my ASA port there. So I use this just to get this right, clean and dry. That way I know the oven cleaner is going to do its job correctly. So that is what the FSC looks like with the Mercy Less Lethal Chamber Cap. It is actually, I really do like it like this. And I probably should test it on CO2 for you guys. I have not done that yet. John Wixon has, and he, his results spoke for themselves. I think he was getting like 80s and 90 joules on a 12 gram CO2, I think, just on the first hot shot, of course, but impressive nonetheless. So I should probably do that, but that's not for this video. So we're just gonna set this aside. So I've removed my ASA from the marker. So obviously you don't want to have those in there. So find yourself a little container that you can keep your parts in. Removing the ASA also exposes this O-ring on the end. You don't want to lose that, unless you got lots of them, and I do not. So make sure to get it out of there. Set it aside. The next thing specific to this ASA is you need to remove the actual on-off. And you can, I don't know, this one, you guys, I'm still blown away by it. It's just bang. It's solid when it hits the bottom. It's not mushy at all. Like, it feels like there's no risk of actually foobarring those O-rings in there, but enough said. So to get this knob off, you have to release this set screw right here. You need to loosen and completely remove it. And I believe it is a 30 seconds. Yes, it is. When you reinstall this set screw, it is just a lock. It doesn't seal. It doesn't provide any, it's not sealing a hole, so to speak. It is strictly to lock this from withdrawing completely from the SA. So you do not need to Loctite this, just snug it in there, good to go. All right, set that aside. Unscrew your ASA knob. And when it gets to the end, you just kind of pull on it. Boop. And there you go. There are those. That particular O-ring right on the end there, it's tough to see because it's black. That is the one that always gets foobarred when you tighten your ASA down too much. But, oh, and there's a little fragment of something in there. But it's not O-ring. That looks like there's a bit of ano. I noticed, oh yeah, that's ano. That's the kind of debris you don't want in your marker. So this was a brand new ASA, and there's something else I noted on this too, actually. you can see, if you look this way, see right there in that hole? Right here? See that anode hanging off there? That's the kind of junk you don't want in your marker. That particular location, it's not gonna get in my marker, but that piece that was on there definitely could have made its way through. So something to keep in mind. All right, so set it aside. In this case, I need to remove my tappity tap tap push to purge. And it is an 11 millimeter socket. There you go. This thing is empty of anything important. It is just a block of aluminum. You can actually see some of the raw aluminum shining through there just from tightening it up against my FSC. And there's a closer look at it. I don't know if I did show you guys a real close look at this, but you can see how it functions. So when it airs, it's pressing against this, making the O-ring inside seal. And then of course, when you release, you let the air through, and then it vents out this little side hole here. But yeah, so set that aside. And you're gonna want a place that's well ventilated. Oven cleaner does give off some harsh chemicals. If you've ever cleaned your oven before, I'd hate to see inside your guys' ovens. It stinks to high hell, guys. I have a grooming tub here from my wife's business, so I have the perfect place to do it. It is corrosive. You should wear gloves, and again, in a well ventilated area. And we'll give you a short little demo how I get this black to silver. Okay guys, it's really simple, and sorry if there's a shadow here. I am kind of leaning over a tub, so ASA, or whatever piece you're trying to strip. I use a toothbrush to agitate it. So I'm gonna spray it on here. And you really wanna just hose this thing down in all directions. Let it sit for a few minutes. Actually, more like 5 minutes. I am gonna step away for a minute. I'll just time lapse this, or sort of fast forward it for you guys, and possibly you can catch something, but really it starts to you'll see it's kind of start to melt away a little bit. When you see that, it's time to scrub it up dub with your toothbrush and just agitate it around until it starts looking silver. My patience is getting the best of me, but if you look carefully here, you can start to see black streaking in the foam here, which means it's doing its job. And my gloves are not doing their job. It is burning through my gloves. So I'm gonna go switch these up. All right, I think it's time to start scrubbing here. So you can see there, see the black streaking it's leaving? All right, you can see it starting to bubble up there, and it's turning more of a blue color. So now that I've agitated it, I'm gonna hose it one more time. I'm gonna let it sit again. This can's almost empty, so I might have to start the other one here. All right, for real, this time I'm gonna let it sit, but you can really start to see the silver coming through now. So I'm gonna toss this can, and I got a fresh one just in case. Usually 1 can. I use 2 cans on my FSC. That should be plenty. But I bought extras because I did a whole bunch of other stuff with this. Alrighty, let's have a closer look at this guy. As you can see, the silver is starting to come through really clearly now, and I can probably wipe it off with my finger. You don't want to leave this stuff on too long. You can actually discolor the aluminum. So like if you forgot this in the tub for hours, you might find it is corrosive, so it's possible it could damage the aluminum permanently. Remember, you're just trying to take the finish off, not not the metal. What I'm doing, I'm just trying to get in like these little screw holes right here. This is where sometimes you might have to do it a couple times just to get it perfect. The toothbrush helps get like around the edges here. I can see the back, look how mushy and gross that stuff is. It looks like I'm probably gonna need to spray this again, but it is coming pretty good. Try and use some of that again. In this case, I'm not too concerned about that part there. I mean, it's gonna be covered up, but I think this is pretty much good. Gonna give it one more little blast here. When you put the fresh oven cleaner on, it helps kind of clear away the muck. That's why I keep respraying it. There's one spot here. Doesn't quite want to come completely off, but it might polish out. So you can see there. But this is your good base point to jump off from. If you're going for that polished look, you need to get down to the bare aluminum. Once you're down to this, it'll turn this white chalky color, and then you go from there. Then you got to polish it up. So let's just give this one more spray because I think we are done. Oh yeah, it's clean now. Look, even the back. Sometimes it just takes a few applications. That one spot though. Oh, it's coming now. Just needs some more love. Important when you're done, obviously, rinse this off very well in fresh, clean water, running water, and dry it completely. If you have access to a air compressor, it's a good idea to blow out all your holes after you've rinsed this down, because you do not want oven cleaner flying into your eyes or anything like that.
looks like all my spots are good. Except in this hole. The threaded holes can be a little difficult, and that's where the air compressor comes in, because that stuff in there is actually loose, and when I blow that, it's probably just gonna come flying out. I think I'm satisfied with that. I got all my little intricate pieces are all silver. This hole is mostly devoid of any. The back is good. So I'm just gonna hit the water here. Oh, and it melted through my gloves. Look at that. Oh, I need to get some better nitrils. It burns. Oh, hey. You can use your toothbrush again to scrub it as you're doing this. So it helps clean your toothbrush off, so when you put it back in your holder, your wife doesn't know that you used her toothbrush for cleaning your ASA. Your ASA. It's a funny, guys. I think that is good for now. And bam. Look at that. You can see that thread hole almost came completely clean just with the water alone. So, if you can tell, it's this chalky white, like I said. This is your first step if you want to polish. Now, if you want to leave it chalky white, that's how you get a frosty. Some of you guys know what a frosty is, so you just leave it like that, and it can look really, really good when done correctly. In this case, I'm going to polish this one up a little to match my FSC. I'm not going to show you how to polish, guys. You can see just after a first polish, it's starting to look pretty shiny, so it should match up pretty good with my FSC.